converting useless crap into useful stuff is going to be like the theme of the age of adjustment. We have to look at this changeover period and look at what it's going to look like. And, you know, it could be like termed something like the age of adjustment or something to this period, right? Like some of the world will be doing this, some of the world will be still, you know, doing whatever. You know, everything hasn't been established, worked out, procedures haven't been, you know. So it's the conversion period, right? I think what the main overall goal of this conversion period is obviously to convert over, but at the same time figure out how it's all going to work. And a lot of it's going to be about cleaning up the planet. We have a ton of stuff in the planet that is useless stuff, filling up landfills and creating garbage and just completely useless, right? So as we ramp down a society that wastes everything, and we ramp up a society that wastes nothing, as we do that, there's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be, recycling's going to be huge, okay? And converting useless crap into useful stuff is going to be like the theme of the age of adjustment. Ending product obsolescence, creating, I hesitate to use the word product. Is it really a product? I guess it is. If it's not for sale, I guess, you know, these things or products or whatever, that just don't break, that don't, you know, get used up and thrown away in like every single year or something. Like, I mean, like all these cell phone companies, they all want you to buy one of their new cell phones every year, and they've got zero plans for what to do with your old phone. Sell it used to somebody, you know, that's, but they are making them harder and harder to fix these types of issues. Like, that's what the age of adjustment is. It's developing and deciding what we really need, and then building the best of that isn't going to break, wear out, hurt people, just human, the tops of human ability. The best. And the best is the only thing that we produce in a resource-based economy. We don't make stuff to keep people busy. That's not what we do. People want to keep busy. Well, they've got their dishes to do, they've got their food to cook, they've got their family time, they've got traveling, they've got all this stuff that they could be doing. Where building fidget spinners, and I always like to use fidget spinners as an example, because it was such a waste of resources. It was such a waste of everything. It was just a pointless fad, okay? And I've seen these things throughout my life, and it disgusts me that a bunch of people are so sheeple that they just run out and do the same thing that every other sheeple person does. Okay, well, guess what? Those people probably aren't going to get a license to breed in a resource-based economy. I mean, if that's your life, you know, if you're a consumer and that's your only ability, well, you're not a very valuable person. So, and really, when it comes down to it, people's skill levels are going to increase. Because when you don't have all this bullshit, wasted jobs, then people can get good at a bunch of really, like farming, for instance. That should be a task that everybody knows how to do. Everything about it. And there's no reason why. Human brains are more than enough capable to do that. They're also more than enough capable to be EMTs, police officers, teachers, fix-it person, all wrapped up into every single person. That's right. Because when we start to focus on quality and not quantity, these are the types of things we can have. So as we're shifting over to a resource-based economy, people are gonna go, oh, I want this, oh, I want that, oh, I want this, and there's no factory making that anymore, okay? Well, first of all, what is this or that it is that these people want? Is it something that everyone wants and is a useful thing? Then it will enter into that flow of things that actually get created. Now, manufacturing is going to be decentralized. Farming is going to be decentralized. We're not going to have this worldwide crazy shipping. Some worldwide shipping, yeah. Some stuff doesn't grow in some places, and, there's no reason to go and do, oh, we just can't do that at all. Well, we can do it to a certain extent, and a lot of that is based on the algorithm, the AI, right? Is there enough resources? Is there a good enough reason behind it? Then it can be done, okay? So, in the age of adjustment, we need to literally clean up landfills. We need to literally clean up the planet. And some people that have spent generations, like families, whole entire generations, who have never contributed anything to society in a meaningful way. They don't even have the ability. Like, they don't have that passed on knowledge from generation to generation. They do pointless things like bankers or lawyers or administrators, these pointless jobs, right? So to teach all these people something meaningful, that is part of the age of adjustment. All these lawyers that are just out there living in this fantasy world of, like all these laws are so important and that's what holds society together. Like, we have to literally unbrainwash them, teach them how to farm, teach them how to plumb, teach them how to do electrical work, okay? Teach them how to do something useful for this planet. Because right now, everything they're doing is just succubus. Succubus, succubus, succubus. Okay? Everybody that isn't doing a real job is a succubus. So, this age of adjustment is just like teaching people how to be useful people. There's a lot. Honestly, when it comes to a resource-based economy, the entire white-collar world is now into the labor force of actual jobs. So everybody that does real jobs can take huge amounts of time off after they train all these people that don't have real jobs now how to do a real job, right? It's going to enable everybody to have more time for their friends and family, so they can cook their own food, so they can clean their own house, so they can raise their own children, okay? This is the type of world we need. And it has absolutely nothing to do with banks, lawyers, stock markets. None of that stuff is real. It's all just some that some human just came up with just to get themselves out of doing the real work, okay? And it's bloomed into the point now where 98% of human effort is wasted. And that's an abysmal number. If you want to waste your own time doing stupid stuff, that's fine. But you shouldn't have to freaking eat and have shelter and have a peaceful life. That's just ridiculous. So this age of adjustment is a lot of education. I mean, this is really, and you know, everybody's going to be giving everybody more time, free time. But it's up to each individual to decide what they do with their free time. Now, people could spend their free time volunteering to do things that need to be done, right? Like building robots to do lame jobs, cleaning up the environment. You know, once we are to the point where robots can do all the stuff, our lives are going to be super awesome, okay? And I don't suggest for a minute that we need to be, you know, like a bunch of fat, lazy people sitting around and being waited on hand and foot by robots. No. As a matter of fact, fat and lazy should be long ago bred out by the time we are to the point where we are being waited on hand and foot by robots. And even then, waited on hand and foot. That's just the robots deal with the sewage. They deal with the fresh water. They deal with the crops. They deal with the repairs. They deal with the maintenance, okay? And then humans, what do humans do? They cook, they dance, they get together and exercise, right? Now, let's hope on the really far outside of the spectrum, which personally, I don't think that we're going to run into any aliens that are going to want to kill us if we switch over to a resource-based economy and we're not this warring, capitalistic, weird society, right? So, and I'm very serious about aliens, very serious about aliens, and we have to take into consideration what that effect is going to have on our civilization and how it works and all this, okay? Now, hypothetically, in the worst of the worst case scenario, like a belligerent alien race, you know, and a warring race. Okay, so on this super tiny, and there's been a lot of people that have speculated that this will be the final false flag, that the final way they trick humans into this giant war effort will be because these aliens are coming. And they won't actually be aliens, they'll just be technology that's never been introduced and that'll look like aliens, and enough people will believe it and they'll all, you know, give up their freedoms to fight the aliens, right? So but let's just say for one moment that that's not the scenario. The scenario is actually belligerent for real aliens, right? Well, we definitely wouldn't want to have a society of, you know, just complete weak people, right? And I believe that with licensing of childbirth, that we can have a population that is healthy and is strong and is genetically stable, and if they have to, in the worst case scenario, they can train and they can fight, right? Which is one of the biggest fears of people that don't want to see change into some system like what I talk about, because they're fearful that people will become weak, become sissies, you know, and well, see, that's where the licensing of childbirth comes in, right? I mean, we just breed quality humans and we make regiments of exercise and training and knowledge of history and all this. But we do not need a whole sub-segment of our population that that is war fetishists. Just so in the off chance we can save ourselves from aliens. And that's basically, and replace aliens with bad guys currently on Earth. And that's basically where we're at, war fetishists. And people who think war's a good idea are more than willing to kill people that think war's a bad idea. So in the end, when you're dead, did your idea get killed along with you of nonviolent war, or what? Okay? Raising humans that are intelligent and strong and not sissies is a part of a resource-based economy, right? Like, I personally think like this whole crazy situation we have in the world right now with people having multiple genders, and I'm like, yeah, that's happening. It's a real thing. And why is it happening? Because breeding is out of control. And gay is Mother Nature saying, don't breed. Your genetics are too messed up. Don't pass them on. Okay? So, this is why I feel so importantly about licensing childbirth in a resource-based economy. It's just all about raising people the right way, being honest with them, and telling them, look, here's your genetics, man, this, and this. Now, if we get to the point where you can, whatever, dial that in and out, but I don't really think that's the best way of going about it, personally. Personally, I think we just ought to ask the people with the bad genetics to not breed, because every race across the planet has people with good genetics and bad genetics, and there is no race that is 100% bad. And if there is, well, fuck, maybe some of the little tinkering with the genes in that situation to help that race not be bred out of existence would be appropriate. Because I'm not trying to create genocide. I'm trying to create a world of healthy humans that are all capable of taking care of themselves and the people around them if needed. Okay? And having a whole laundry list of bad genetics is seriously not how we do that. Okay? And it's just as simple as this. I'm sorry, you have bad genetics. Don't breed. Have a great life. Period. Right? We need to get away from this. See, this mindset of everybody needs to breed first came from religion, because it's like, holy, we keep getting wiped off the face of the planet through incidences, so there needs to be a lot of us to, keep us going, right? This was religion reacting to the cataclysm of 12,000 years ago, okay? So it makes sense in that, right? But now we have this really messed up system called capitalism that requires constant growth, more and more people to constantly be born, to do the more and more pointless things to keep them busy, to keep this whole thing going. And it just isn't needed, right? And we can all have prosperity and abundance where the system we live in now demands that we have scarcity for it even to work, okay? And that just seems ridiculous to me, that we have the technology to provide abundance, but we still want to stick with scarcity, okay? So, I've got a little off track, because I like to kind of give my whole entire, plan in these talks about a resource-based economy, as well as the focal point of the conversation, which the focal point of this conversation has been the age of adjustment, right? So the age of adjustment is going to be marked by education, recycling, just creative. Like the creative juices of this planet being finally unleashed can just all use one another to make it better and better and better. Like right now, lawyers, I invented this product and I've spent more money paying lawyers than I have on developing the product. That is not the reality in a resource-based economy. So everything will change so fast when everything is just out there. There's no more copyright. There's no more, it's just do it. Just do it. All right. So this has been the Resource-Based Economy Talk with Guda. And please consider supporting this channel on Patreon. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And